Okay. So let's get back dun sa part 2, no, ng ating discussion. We are now on the load, no, sa load part. So here, yan, no. So here's a target natin in our target, no. So this is the final home of the data. Yan. Yan na yung final home of the data natin. Okay, final home of the data. And um, example ng final home of the data, yung warehouse. So, yung warehouse, in warehouse, here you can find, no, yung organized storage, no, organized storage for analysis, and then yung data lake, yung sa data lake and data lake house. Here you can find combination, no, ng raw and process data in one place. And for BI semantic model, we have ready-to-use data for dashboards or for reports. So for the pool loads, yung sa pool load naman, um, okay, dun sa pool load, okay, replace all data, simple and slower. So dito, we can wipe out yung all data and reload everything, no, from scratch. So, easier yon but takes longer. Example, pag nagko-code tayo, right, it is better for us to create a new, create now going back to a new program instead of debugging. Mas madali sa atin na gumawa na lang ulit ng bago kaysa sa i-debug natin ng i-debug. So, that is full load, no? I-wipe out natin lahat ng data and i-reload everything from scratch. It is easier but takes longer because we will get back to from the start, no. Yung incremental load naman, only new change rows faster, complex. So meaning yung mga inad lang natin only added or updates, no, ng new or change data since the last load. So ito, faster but trickier, no? Trickier siya kasi you need to recall or you need to remember yung timestamps natin saan tumigil. Dito yung incremental load. And then yung upserts and merges, this is a smart updates. Okay, smart updates to so that the target always stays in sync. Kailangan in sync palagi. So, wherever, mobile, laptop, or ano, laging in sync yung mga ah, data natin. Now, let's proceed dun sa mga tools, ETL tools, orchestration, and tools sa sa ETL. Okay? Uh, Example is Power Query. Ang Power Query is built-in sa Excel, no, and Power BI. So, later we will use yung Power Query built in Excel. And this is a great for beginners, no? Just for you to appreciate how ETL function or how ETL processes is happening. So, what about SSIS? Yung SSIS, SQL Server Integration Services, no? Microsoft tool siya for big company. Okay? So, think of it as an Excel Power Query on steroids. It is used for moving and transforming large amount of data in SQL's databases. What about yung Talend or Pentejo? Talend and Pentejo are similar, no, to one another. It is just for drag and drop, no, that helps you connect yung mga different data sources from database, cloud API. It's just yung Pentejo is older open source yon. Older open source. Yung Airflow, okay, from the word air, it is made by Airbnb, no? Now open source, ibig sabihin libre na siya ngayon. It is just like task scheduler, no? Task scheduler siya for data. So you write Python code, no, to control when and how data jobs run. It is very flexible for technical teams. So what about DBT? Yung DBT data build tool siya, no, focuses on transform. Nagpo-focus siya sa transform, and instead of moving yung data, it takes raw data already in a warehouse and lets you clean, join, and model it with simple SQL. What about yung glue? Yung glue, have you heard OWS or have you seen OWS sa mga social media? Yung OWS, ano ibig sabihin ng OWS? AWS. Amazon, okay? A is stands for Amazon. Amazon Web Services. Ang House Glue is a cloud service from Amazon. It automates a lot of ETL work, making it easier to clean and move data directly in the cloud without worrying about servers. Okay? So what about yung scheduler? For scheduler, this acts like reminders, okay? Nag-schedule na sa atin. Reminders, they make sure the job, no? The job run on time. Yung data jobs run on time, and magre-retry siya if they fail, and magsisend ng alert, or it will keep logs so nothing gets lost. Walang mawawala. So yun yung scheduler. For documentation, okay, of course, we are writing down yung mga processes, how it works, no, and keeping track of the changes, no, like for example yung Google Docs history. We can track there yung changes and help teams avoid confusions and ensure quality sa documentation. So in short, ETL tools move data, schedulers keep yung ETL siya yung nagmo-moves ng data, yung scheduler keeps keep things running smoothly, and yung documentation naman make sure everyone knows what is happening. So let's have example ng mga tool dito, Power Query, SSIS, which were already mentioned, no, a while ago, no. SSID Talent, Pentaho Airflow, DBT, Ausglu. Okay? So yung Power Query, drag and drop inside Excel, no? Excel or Power BI. So here we can clean, later we will clean yung spreadsheet, yung .csv, customers table and orders table, using built-in Power Query in Excel. This is for beginner. Just for you to explore how ETL processes is happening, no? Okay. Uh, So yung AWS for cloud, no, plus semi-automated, large-scale cloud ETL with less manual setup, Amazon Web Services. Okay, it runs in Amazon Web Services for cloud. So this is for intermediate and advanced level already. Okay po. And yung Airflow, pang-advanced na siya. We need Python programming skills, no, to schedule to monitor mga complex data jobs. Okay, this runs in a company server or cloud. But later, we will just use Power Query in Excel uh, as your start, no, in learning yung ETL. Okay, how can we extract, how can we transform, and how can we load yung data. For our mini case, retail analytics, ayan, post ang sources natin, point of sales, e-commerce loyalty program, transforms, dedupe customers, standardized dates currency, compute RFM. What does RFM mean? So when we say RFM, recency, frequency, and monetary. So it is a way businesses group customers, ginugroup ng business yung mga customers based on their buying behavior. So how to compute yung RFM? Okay, let's have example. No? Yung recency is how recently a customer ordered. Example, if customer A bought yesterday, bumili siya kahapon, and customer B bought 6 months ago. So A has a better recency score. Our business insights here is recent buyers are more engaged. Mas engaged yung recent buyer. For frequency, how often they order, gaano sila kadalas mag-order. Example, customer C bought 10 times this year, no? And then si customer D only once. So, ang business insights natin dyan, frequent buyers are loyal and worth targeting. Siyempre, no? And for monetary, how much money they spend. Example, customer E spent 50,000 last year, no? And si customer F only 2,000. So, ang business insight natin, high spenders bring more value. Okay? And then, yon, once we compute for the RFM, we can load it, no? Ayan, actually, niload na natin siya sa warehouse for analysis, for dashboard, and for marketing purposes. Let's have a concrete example, no, ng computing ng RFM. We have three customers, Ana, Ben, and Cara, ABC, no? Ana, last order date was August 15, no? 2025. Okay? Meron siyang 8 orders. So, meaning meron pa siya mga previous or 7 orders before August 15. 8 orders niya and ang total spend niya is 12,000. Si Ben, March 10, yung last order niya, 2 orders. And then, he spent 3,000. Si Cara, August 1, just recent lang. The same with Anna. And she has 12 orders, no? 12 orders. And 25,000 yung spent niya. Okay, let's compute for the RFM. Ang recency ni Ana, recent, 'di ba? Good. August lang naman. Recent is good. Ang frequency is medium kasi gitna lang yung frequency of number of orders niya. And ang spend niya is medium. Si Ben, ang recency computation niya is bad, no? Kasi not recent March o April, May, June, July. 4 months ago na, no? Um, uh, So, 2 orders and then ang spent niya is 3,000. Si Cara, okay? So, si Ben, ang frequency niya is low and ang spend niya is low din. Si Cara, ang recent niya is good. Okay? Just recently lang, August din. Same with Anna. And then, ang frequency ni Cara is high. Ang spend niya is high. Okay? In short, RFM, yung recency, frequency, and monetary takes cleaned order history. Kinukuha niya yung mga ordered history and turns it into an actionable insights. Okay, we may identify who is a VIP. That's Cara. Who's slipping away? That's Ben. And who are we to re-engage? That is Anna. Okay? So now let's proceed to the simple ETL process tayo, no? I will share to you my screen for the ETL process using Power Query, no? Built-in Excel tayo. Okay, wait lang. I-share ko yung entire screen ko. Open ako ng Excel and then um, i-share ko sa inyo for a while. I-share ko sa inyo yung entire screen, no? My entire screen. For us to be redirected to spreadsheet. Okay, entire screen tayo. Yan. Okay. So, where is my Excel? Ito yan. So, open natin yung ito. Okay, so yan. Um, so, ayan. Ito yung ating spreadsheet. Okay, let's click on the data file. Okay, sa data file tayo, data tab tayo ha. Data tab and we are now extract. Okay, mag-extract na tayo. Extracting from a file .csv yung extension. And then .csv yung extension, no. For a while, it's reading. Uh, Still reading tayo. Get data. That CSV file yung kukunin natin. I-close ko nga yung ano. Ang bagal ng reading kasi niya. Okay, so ito we will be getting yung customer. That CSV. Ito siya. So, connecting. Then, after that, we will be having a customer's worksheet dito. So, may-export na natin. May extract rather. Extract tayo ha. Extract, transform, and load. So, may extract na natin yung .csv file, no? Using the data tab and get data .csv file extension. Okay? Next is, okay, so we have now customers. Now again, let's click on the tab, data tab, and let's get another .csv file, which is orders.csv. Orders.csv, yan. Okay. So here, okay, extract. We have now two worksheets, right? Worksheet for customers and orders. How if, for example, yung data encoder mo, no, or maraming nag-encode na mga resibo or mga records ng customer and nalagyan niya ng space at the beginning, no? Nalagyan niya ng space at the beginning. So, when we use this in sorting, magkakaroon na tayo ng error, no? Supposedly, brown should come first, di ba? Kasi letter B siya. But since yung Smith ay may space at the beginning na hindi naman natin masyado napapansin, uh, Smith will be placed at the beginning. Siya yung mauuna, right? So, pag sinort natin yan by last name, ang mangyayari dyan, mauuna si Smith, next followed by Brown, next by Jones, and lastly, si Miller. Diba? Ganun ang mangyayari. Yan, nauna si Smith. No? Nakita nyo, nauna si Smith. So, if in case, so there are a lot of there are many customers, thousands yan na may mga ganong entry na lagyan natin ng space at the beginning. How can we transform? Now we are transforming the data, no? Nag-extract na tayo and we are transforming, we are launching the Power Query Editor. Dito yun sa Get Data and then ilo-launch nyo na yung Power Query Editor. This is the Power Query Editor. Here you can see the same content dun sa customers table, no? But here we can edit, uh, ma-edit na natin, we can transform yung data natin. So let's highlight yung, let's select yung last name column. Dito, you cannot observe yung space at the beginning ni Smith, right? Hindi nyo naman makikita yan. You cannot identify it, no? Already. Sobrang lit na. Wala na. So, but now, we can stream. Pwede nating i-trim dito sa using Power Query Editor. Let's click yung mouse natin, right mouse button, and click on the transform. No? Select the transform and select yung trim. Okay, kinlik ko na yung trim. Na-select ko na yung trim, but wala pang changes na nangyayari dyan, no? Okay? You can observe yung loading pag kinlik ko na yung close and load. Okay? When I click yung close and load button, you will observe dito sa customers table na ititrim na niya yung space before S ni Smith. And after that, it will arrange correctly in alphabetical order. No? Ganun na yung mangyayari. Sige, okay. Tingnan nyo mabuti. Dapat si Smith mabubura na yung space sa beginning niya and mapapapunta na dapat siya sa dulo. Once I click yung close and load. Okay, i-click ko na yung close and load. So, nag-extract tayo kanina and then nag-transform tayo by trimming, no? Nag-trim tayo ng spaces before letter. And then, now we are loading. So, nag-click na ako ng load. Okay, so observe nyo yung mangyayari. Yan, tinrim na niya yung space at the beginning ni S, ni Smith, and sinort na niya yung ng correctly. So, tama na to. Brown, John, Jones, Miller, and Smith. Nakuha nyo? Okay. So, that is one way of transforming yung data. Na-transform na natin yung data ng mabilisan. Kung thousands of customers yan. How about yung orders naman? For example, meron tayong duplicate. May taga-type tayo ng receipt, no? Eh, nagdoble-doble talaga yung pagta-type niya ng receipt. Doble-doble yung 102, no? Kasi ang dami, for example. Doble-doble yung 102, tatlo yung 102. If you don't know Power Query, anong gagawin mo? Sasabihin mo, tingnan nga natin ano yung may mga doble. Doble ba yung 101? Ay, wala namang kadoble. Yung doble kaya yung 102. Ayun, makikita mo doble saka ka palang magre-remove, right? Pero uh, that is not that is not the proper way to do it, no. Sobrang time consuming 'yan. So, what we have to do is, okay, we will access yung Power Query from the data tab, get data. Okay, ilo-launch natin yung Power Query editor and we will select yung column that we think na may duplicates, no? Okay po? Actually, lahat naman ng column na yan is duplicate dahil they were all the same, right? So, click natin yung orders table, select natin yung order ID, right-click natin and select yung remove duplicates. Kinlik ko na yung remove duplicates. But hindi nyo pa nakikita na nag-remove yung duplicates dito sa worksheet, right? Dito sa Power Query Editor, walang duplicates kayong nakikita. Pero nag-remove na ako ng duplicates. Now, once I close and load it, makikita nyo na magre-remove na ng 1,002. Yung dalawang 1,002 yan, ni-remove na niya. Okay po? So, that's how we transform yung ating data. Yun yung gagawin niyo sa activity. Okay po, magti-trim kayo and magre-remove kayo ng duplicates. Ita-transform niyo yung data into uh, ano, uh, clean, no, clean data na. Okay? Now, let's move on to the merging. How if I want to see yung RFM ng mga customers, no? Do I need to go back and forth dito sa two worksheets na to? Hindi naman, right? All we have to do is to merge. I-merge na natin sila. Halimbawa si Alice, gusto ko makita yung mga purchases niya. Punta ako dito, 101 siya. Ito yung 101, 101. Meaning current, yung kanyang recency naman. No? Recency is good. And then frequency is good. Twice siya nag-purchase. And monetary, okay, 330 and plus 250, that is 550.75. Okay? But masyadong time consuming yung pabalik-balik ka dyan. All we have to do is to merge. Okay? Iko-combine natin sila. Sa data tab uli yun. Data tab, get data, and then combine two columns, two, two tables rather. Iko-combine natin sila so that we can see yung customer and yung orders record in one screen lang, no? So, ito, customers, i-combine natin sa orders. And let us highlight which is common to them. Customer ID and customer ID. Okay, yun yung common sa kanilang dalawa. And we will do the uh, inner join. Meaning, matching only the rows, no, na magkaparehas. And click OK. So, in this way, we already merge yung dalawang worksheet, no? Ah, okay, let's wait for, okay, so ito na yung naka-merge. So, here, pwede natin makita yung mga purchases ni Alice kasi ito nakakonect na yung customers table sa orders table. Isi-select lang natin to and makikita na natin yung purchases ni Alice, no? Si Alice ay 101, no? 101. So, ito na yon 101. Recent, twice nag-purchase, and spent 550. No? Okay. Next, let's proceed kay Jones. Si Jones, ganun din. Recent din, dalawang beses siya nag-purchase and okay naman din yung spend niya. Si Charlie, isang recent yung purchase niya. Frequency is one time lang siya nag-order and ang spend niya is good naman, 500. Si Diana, okay po. Si Diana, no? Ah, 104 siya, right? Oh, and ito naman yung sinelect natin. So, meaning, this order is for Miller. Isang recent siya, oo. Isa lang yung frequency, pero yung spend niya is 80. So, not low lang yung spend niya. So, yun yung output that you're going to produce, no, for activity 2, practical quiz number 2. Okay, so that's all for I will upload yung yung ano, yung activity, no? I will upload yung activity, okay, sa week 4.